many months, people have been wanting me to play this game. And I didn't do it, mainly because I wanted to wait till 10,000 views on my Tails doll one. But this one, I want to hold off because it's a special gem. And I think the time is right. I can just feel it in the air. I think it's time to play through and read Sonic.exe. Now before we begin this horrifying tale, I must apologize to all the viewers for not having Sonic.exe gameplay footage up on screen. What happened was that I recorded the gameplay footage, and then I thought that I had the footage, but the footage wasn't there, so the game didn't record it, and when I tried to reboot it up after it had an error message that said not enough memory, it not only retold me that it didn't have enough memory, but it also overloaded my graphics card, and I pretty much had to restart. So after that, I pretty much deleted the game, and I'm just taking screenshots of video gameplay footage from other people that I found who actually were able to play the game and record it, and that's what I'll be showing you guys, various screenshots. Again, I apologize. I wish I had the gameplay footage, but right now I can't get the gameplay footage, and I'm not re-downloading it and playing that again. So if you want my thoughts on the game, you move right. That's pretty much the game. There's nothing else to do. So, pretty simple. Anyways, with that, let's go ahead and begin and delve into the creepypasta. For your convenience, I'm going to be summarizing this creepypasta paragraph by paragraph, pretty much. It's a long creepypasta, and usually I like to do things first person, but I feel like this is a more acceptable and time-consuming method. So with that, let's go ahead and begin. Our story begins with a man named Tom. He, like everybody else, is a total Sonic the Hedgehog fan. Yeah, because everyone on Earth is a total Sonic the Hedgehog fan. Anyways, on a nice summer afternoon, while he was playing Sonic Unleashed, because, you know, he likes to explore the towns in it, he noticed that out of his peripheral vision, the mailman had arrived and put something in his mailbox. As usual, and then he, left. Because it would have been creepy if he stayed and hung out. Tom then paused his game to go see what he got in the mail. The only thing that was in the mail was a CD case for a computer and a note. He took it inside. First thing he did was look at the note. It was from his friend Kyle, which we're just going to call him that. He hadn't heard from Kyle in about 2 weeks, which, okay, you don't check up on your friend? He hadn't heard from Kyle in about 2 weeks, but he knows that it's Kyle because it's his handwriting. Although it kind of looked like he was having a hard time writing it down, and it was as if he was in a hurry. This is what he wrote. Tom, I can't take it anymore. I had to get rid of this thing somehow before it was too late, and I was hoping you'd do it for me. I can't do it. He's after me, and if you don't destroy the CD, he'll come after you too. He's too fast for me. Please, Tom, destroy this godforsaken disc before he comes after you too. It's too late for me. Destroy the disc and you'll destroy him. But do it quick, otherwise he'll catch you. Don't even play it. Don't even play the game. It's what he wants. Just destroy it. Please. Sincerely, Kyle. Now, even though Tom thought that was a little bit weird, and even though Kyle is his best friend who he hadn't seen in 2 weeks, he didn't do what he asked. Great fucking friend you are. But his reason for that was, well, it was just a game, right? I mean, nothing wrong would happen. Right? He was wrong. Anyway, he looked at the disk, and it looked like an ordinary computer CD hard disk, except it had black marker on it, written Sonic.exe. And it wasn't exactly Kyle's handwriting, meaning that he must have gotten it from somewhere else, but that's not important. When he saw Sonic on the writing of the CD, that's all he needed. He wanted to play it, because, again, he's a big Sonic the Hedgehog fan. So he went to his computer and turned it on, and it was the first Sonic game, and he was like, awesome! Because, like he said earlier, he loved Sonic games, and he really liked the classics. But what was different about this was when he pressed start, an image popped up for a split second. It was a distortion of the title image before cutting to black. The sky was darkened, and the emblem in which Sonic was sitting in was rusted off. The sea had turned red with blood, and Sega 1991 was now Sega 666. On top of that, Sonic's eyes were pure black and bleeding blood, with 2 red dots in the middle, and his smile was much, much wider. After about 10 seconds, another weird thing happened to Tom. The Sonic the Hedgehog 3 save file select popped up, and he was like, what the fuck is this doing in the first Sonic game? But something else that was off was that the background was the dark cloudy sky from the bad Stardust Speedway level from Sonic CD. There were only 3 save files, and the music was the creepy caverns of winter music from Earthbound, only extended and in reverse. And the image of the save files was red stick on all 3 files. But the freakiest thing about all this was the character select. It showed Tails, Knuckles, and to Tom's surprise, Dr. Robotnik. Now, this is when Tom's detective work went through the roof. How could you play as Dr. Robotnik in a Sonic game? And that's when Tom, who had a doctorate in investigating things, realized that this wasn't just a glitchy game. No. It was a hacked game. He decided to choose the file with Tails on. The game froze for about 5 seconds, and then he heard a creepy, pixelated laugh. An awful lot like the Kefka guy from Final Fantasy. Then when the game came back, all that was there was Hill Act 1. And it was Tails in the Green Hill Zone. That was pretty much it. He made Tails move, and for a long time nothing happened when Tails stumbled across a dead animal corpse. Tails had a look of worry and disgust, and he kept on pressing on, and more bodies appeared. A squirrel was hanging in the tree from its entrails, a rabbit had all 4 limbs pulled off, and a duck had his eyes gouged out, and his throat slit. Eventually, Tails reached Sonic, just standing there. By this point, there were no more corpses, but Tails was happy to see Sonic, except Sonic didn't notice, and that's when Tom started to feel a little bit uneasy. Tails started to move without Tom's command, and because of that, it was a cutscene. And this is where Tom got really freaked out, as if trying to say get away from Sonic. And just when Tails was about to touch Sonic, his eyes opened, and there was nothing but blackness and those two red ducks. After about 7 seconds, a white text appeared, forming the message,
Hello? Do you want to play with me?
At this point, Tom was creeped out. But even though he didn't want to continue, he decided to because of his curiosity. And now he was in a different level, with the level title saying Hide and Seek. This time it was Angel Island from Sonic 3, and everything was on fire. Tails actually broke the fourth wall. He was really creeped out. He wanted to get out of there, so Tom made him run as fast as he can by pressing the key down as hard as humanly possible, even though that doesn't do diddly crap. Then the Kefka laugh again happened, and then Sonic appeared and started flashing all over the place, and then he came after Tails, but he wasn't walking, oh no, he was flying. And then once he caught Tails, Tails just stopped, and that's when Tails tripped. He lay there crying for 15 seconds, and then Sonic appeared right in front of Tails. As Tails looked up, Sonic lunged at him, and then the text appeared.
You're too slow. Wanna try again?
Tom was shocked at what happened. Did Sonic murder Tails? Nah, he couldn't have, Tom thought. They're supposed to be friends, right? So why did Sonic do that to him? I don't know, maybe because it's a hacked game, or maybe the story is shit. Then he was back at the title select screen, and Tails was now in the static. His fur had changed, and he was now bleeding out of his blackened eyes. And he had the expression of anguish on his face. But, because, I don't know, whatever, our super detective, genius, awesome sauce Tom decided to continue and play as Knuckles. This time, the level said, you can't run. He was in a different area. The ground was metallic, and the sky was dark and had red clouds. The music was the Gygas theme, right after you beat Pokey and Earthbound, because that's not cliche at all. Knuckles broke the fourth wall. You felt concerned, rather unnerved, and he wanted to know what to do from Detective Tom. So, we did what we could. Just head right. And then, after running for a while, blood appeared on the ground. But we kept on going because Tom is a genius and doesn't want to turn off the damn fucking computer. As he kept on going, the screen started to flicker, and then that fucking Kefka laugh again, man. And after a few seconds, Sonic appeared, right in front of him with the black and red eyes, and text saying, "Found you." Tom was now scared. Sonic had found Knuckles already. What was going on? I wonder what's going to happen to Knuckles. What do you guys think in the fucking comments down below? Do you think something bad is going to happen in this perfectly good 5-star fucking creepypasta? Anyways, he then went into a battle with Sonic, which Tom hoped to God that wasn't the case, but it kind of was. You made Knuckles go after Sonic. He trying to punch him, but he couldn't. Sonic just disappeared in black smoke, and he was toying with them. It almost drove Tom and Knuckles crazy. After a while, Knuckles collapsed, and Sonic lunged at him, and another text message appeared saying,
"So many souls to play with, so little time. Would you agree?"
At this point, Tom was freaked out, thinking Sonic was trying to talk to him through the message. He was brought back to the main menu, and this time Knuckles was in the TV, and his fur had changed to gray, and he was dripping blood from his dreadlocks, and his eyes were blackened and bleeding too. but he had a look of sadness, just like Tails, as if he and Tails were trapped in there. So then, finally, he shut off the game and went to bed, and had a nightmare. The cries of Tails and Knuckles, saying stuff like, "Help us," and "Why did you give us to him?" and "Run away before he gets you too." Their cries died out. And then Sonic laughed. His laugh. Guess what laugh it sounded like? Anyways, the conversation was something like this.
You were a lot fun to play with, kid. Just like your friend Kyle, though he didn't last long.
He was scared. He was looking for a source voice.
Won't be long now until you join him and all my other friends.
And then he saw him walking towards him, flickering in and out in several directions.
You can't run, kid. You're in my world now, just like the others.
And then he grabbed him, and he saw those bleeding, black and red-eyed, grinned face. And then he woke up. And then Tom woke up. And then after a couple of hours, Detective Tom, with his super genius doctorate of common sense, decided to continue playing the game. You didn't know why, but he had to. He had to figure out what was going on. He didn't want to burn the game. He didn't want to break it. He didn't want to do anything that Kyle said. You're not Kyle's friend. Fuck this guy. Tom is an asshole. Won't even do what Kyle wanted him to do. Kyle's fucking not your friend. Gosh. Anyways, when he started up the level with Dr. Robotnik, there was no title. The only thing in the level title was ... Tom found that kind of freaky. And then he was in some kind of hallway. Nothing from a Sonic game, but it had the Sonic style. The music was the same as the song played in the first level with Tails, only not in reverse. This time, as things continued, it started to get darker and darker, more or less. The scenery changed. The candles that were on started to change color. And eventually, he heard, everyone say it with me, that horrid Kefka laugh. And then the music slowly faded away. Once Robotnik was on the third hallway, Sonic popped up in front of Robotnik, as he did with Knuckles, and then Red Static. And then the most unpleasant image Tom ever seen was presented. The image showed a hyper-realistic version of Sonic standing there in the darkness with that black eyes with the red pupils bleeding. And by hyper-realistic, you could even see the lines on his fur. His smile was stretched as far as it could without breaking face, and his teeth were yellow. He had huge, twisted, demonic fangs, almost like the werehog, but ferocious, and there was a couple pieces and bits of blood and flesh on his lips. And then Red Static appeared 3 times, and on the 3rd time he heard that Kefka laugh, only it sounded distorted, demonic even. And then it went back to the image, and this time a message popped up, saying the most horrifying thing ever.
I am God.
And that's when Tom realized Sonic was a monster, pure evil, sadistic, all-powerful, nightmarish, demented monster. All of his victims, including Tails, Knuckles, Robotnik, and possibly Kyle, were just little toys to him. And the game was the gateway to his chaotic, nightmarish world, and the very hell his victims were trapped in. And then Sonic lunged at the screen, and a loud screech happened, so much that Tom had to cover his ears, and it lasted for 7 seconds. And then black screen with a text image saying,
Ready for round 2, Tom.
The Kefka laugh again. Now, sounding more clear as if Sonic was right behind me, played 3 times as they looked at the text in shock and horror. And then he got booted back to the main menu. This time Robotnik was trapped there. Glasses broken, skin grayed, mustache dropped and blackened, bleeding. He had a more dead-like expression on his face. And then the computer shut itself off. He couldn't get it to turn back on. He sat there for maybe 25 seconds, realizing Sonic was the very embodiment of evil. And then a voice, a whisper right behind him.
Try to keep this interesting for me, Tom.
Tom turned around to see where the voice came from, and what he saw made him scream. Sitting on his bed was a Sonic plushie, smiling, with bloodstains under its eyes. And that is Sonic.exe, the best creepypasta in the fucking world. Fuck this. Fuck this voice. Fuck all of this. Oh my gosh, that was painful. I actually did a take in which I did everything word for word, and it lasted almost about an hour. And fuck me sideways, this fucking creepypasta deserves to be in the troll pasta territory. I'm not kidding. Holy shit. So let's go ahead and analyze everything. First off, okay, the title image. Just look at it. Look at the fucking title image. Fucking, this is fucking cliched out the ass. Darkened sky, rusted emblem, blood red sea, Sega 666, Sonic bleeding out of his blackened eyes with red dots, Hawaiian smile, fucking Slenderman dancing in the background in that little forest over there with, you know, fucking Jeff the Killer's house on the background, you know, fucking co-starring Satan, why not? It's so cliched, so bad, that it's like, why? Just why? And then the fact that he's like, no, this ain't a hack game, until he saw Robotnik. When he saw fucking Robotnik, oh boy, that's when fucking the switch in his head was like, this is definitely a hacked game. I am a doctor in fucking investigation. Like, come the fuck on. And then, even on top of that, why would you not do what your friend Kyle says? The message said that if you play this game, you're gonna get butt fucked out the ass, pretty much. Why would you? Why? Just, what kind of friend are you? You're not a friend of fucking Kyle's. Fuck you. Gosh, Tom, man, Detective Tom, idiot. On top of that, the reuse of the Kefka laugh. I even stated it in my creepypasta. Or not my creepypasta, but you know, the episode, like, it just kept going and going. We get it's the fucking laugh. You could just say Sonic laughed, and we'd know it's the fucking Kefka laugh, because that's all that there is. That's all that there fucking is. Oh my gosh. And then, why would you keep on playing, you dumb fuck? You fucking dumb fuck. Why would you keep on playing? You know, this game seems demonic. I'm gonna keep on playing. Fucking that's cliched too, and on top of that, the dream sequence, that's fucking cliched. Everything about this is cliched. It's so bad. Now, what do I think about the creepypasta? I just said everything. I kind of forgot to say that earlier, but you know, in terms of stars and ratings, 0 out of 5. It doesn't deserve anything. I'm not even going to waste my time. I'm not going to justify it. What would I do to make it better? Well, okay, here's how to make this shit more presentable. Make it a virus. Make Tails the antagonist in Knuckles' story. Make it subtle. Make the things spread. I don't fucking know. There's not too much you can do with something like this. It's that bad. I can tell you guys, what I would do, but like beyond just making it spreading, it's so shit. It's so cliched and it's dumb. Oh my gosh. That was so painful to read. I can't believe I just wait. I'm sorry. I apologize for this video. I didn't mean to waste your time. I really didn't. So with that being said, I apologize. I'm sorry. I can't believe I'm doing this. So many people wanted this, and I don't know why. This thing needs to fade into obscurity. It needs to die. It really needs to. But at the very least, the creator was nice enough. He knew it was shit, so he didn't make a sequel to it. Right? Thank you guys for, I guess, in layman's terms, dealing with shit, I guess. I know I kind of shat on this a bit, and was I too harsh? I mean, it went into troll pasta territory. Yeah, it's actually on the troll pasta wiki instead of the creepypasta wiki. It was booted. So it's not just me. I'm not making this shit up. I'm not being unfair. This thing is so bad. But did it deserve 5 stars? Do you guys agree with that? Do you guys not? Tell me why. Tell me why not. All that good shit. And what would you rate this creepypasta? And on top of that, I said the spreading like a virus, that's the only thing I could do. But what would you guys do? Do you guys agree with what I said about spreading the virus? Or would you do something different to make this better? And on top of that, because this is so shit, let's take the premise of the story. Sonic is evil. How would you set up a scenario like this? What would you do? What would you do with the same material as this gentleman? And do you guys want me to do round 2? Unfortunately, there is a sequel, like the ending suggests. And it's a troll pasta too. So, do you guys like this? Do you guys want me to do the sequel? It's pretty much as long, so I'm gonna have to retcon it, more or less. I don't think that's the right word. Summarize it. But, Sonic.exe. Anyways, don't forget to rate, comment, like, subscribe, and all that shit. And if you have an idea for a new creepypasta for me to do, leave it down in the comments down below. I'm trying to get you guys to, talk about this in the comments because I love comments. Anyways, I gotta fucking forget this even happened. And I'm gonna have to edit this too, man. Fuck my life. Till then, guys, see you then on the next episode of Haunted Pasta Playthroughs.